So now I would say, depending on the job, and I can't say all jobs in an organization are equal. And I don't know exactly what job this person has. But in terms of jobs, the first thing that I always say people is find a way to do Scrum right where you're at. It is one of those things where I wasn't involved in Scrum. I mean, I lucked up on it, right? But I am a career changer. And in being a career changer, I went and got, I went and took an 8-month certification and jumped into programming. And that helped me out tremendously. And it did mean I had to sacrifice some pay by jumping to a job. And then I got some experience. And then I jumped to another job probably in 6 months. But I'm super ambitious about those kind of things, and I really don't let anyone whatsoever tell me no. Like, nobody can tell me no. So I take a lot of pride in that, for sure. And then taking a lot of pride in that, I want to say the same thing. Is there any way whatsoever that you can do Scrum in the job that you are at? The only reason why I say that is because if you can show that that is some experience in-house, then some people may decide to listen. Another thing that I would look for internally is a community of people. Now, every major airline that exists in the United States that I know of, the big ones, Scrum is in the building. There's no question. And they're having groups that meet related to Scrum. And so now my question is this organization, do they have Scrum Masters meeting on a regular basis to talk about Agile and Scrum? Now, I say that because that gives an opportunity for you to be involved in Agile and Scrum. Because it is one of those things where you can actually go and potentially listen, see what's happening, see what's going on, get to know people that are there. Okay, great. That's a plus. That's a major thing. That way you're starting to build a relationship with them and you can express your interest in Scrum and the fact you're not interested. And then you will more than likely find people that have no problem with you maybe attending, a daily Scrum, peeking in on a review, retrospective planning, those kind of things to give you some exposure. Now, that would be the first place where I would approach, because every place I've been, we've always created an Agile community, Scrum community, some kind of a community that safe community, a scaled Agile framework. It doesn't matter. Kanban community, some community that is focused on this Agile Scrum thing. Okay. And I want you to really, really think about finding something internally that can help. Now, let's say that they're still going to be crazy and they're not going to let you in. They're not going to let you be a part of this. They're not going to let you dive in and work in the organization. Well, at the same time that I am trying to do things in the organization, because you should not have all your eggs in one basket, I am also looking externally. And one of the things that you should do is network. Network. Now, the truth of the matter is, how I was able to jump from job to job to job is through contracts. And contracts help me to get my experience. Okay? And so now, one of the things about networking, if you go to, and unfortunately we're in COVID right now, so you can't just physically show up to places, right? But in major cities that I have been involved in, let's say DFW got 3 to 4 Agile/Scrum groups. Great. Guess who else is already majorly into Agile? PMI. 25 to maybe 50% of their new exam is based on Agile, Scrum type stuff. So I'd be joining the local chapter of PMI, right? I'd be joining a local meetup group, some Scrum interest group, some Agile group, some DevOps group if I had to, right? Some scaled Agile framework group, right? It's likely you have 3, 4, 5 of these different types of groups that meet up on a regular basis. So now I'm saying to you to go and start networking and meeting people. Now, the good thing is a lot of these groups still meet and they meet online. So you can easily go up to meetup.com and look in your area to find a group. I mean, I am going to be doing a presentation on April 1st. This is not an April Fool's joke, for an organization out in California, right? And that is going to give me an opportunity to meet some people. Now, I say these meetups and all these other organizations because the one group of people that always show up, guess what they're called? Recruiters. And in terms of recruiters always show up because recruiters are always looking to fill some requisite. Recruiters are always looking to get something done. They always are. They're looking to fulfill something. They're looking to do something. And so now I say to you, look, if you can take your 15 years experience and find a way to parlay that, find some way to now start to word your resume in a way that can drive, that can show that you have always been doing some of these things related to Scrum/Agile. Because realistically, if you've worked in any organization, likely you've worked in an organization where the things that you've been associated with have had change and you've had to manage change along the way, where you've had to do something in a period of time, meet some goal along the way. A lot of times it's just how we present ourselves and how we phrase things up that has a huge impact on us. And so it's one of those things where I want you to start thinking, how can I take my resume now and do something wonderful and great with that resume? So then I take it a little bit further than that. I have a colleague, one of my mentees, someone who I've worked with many a times, that have always sent people across to me to get training. And, I told him once he started getting out there to do stuff, I want him to do great things too. And the local PMI chapter of Dallas Fort Worth is doing another brand and land class. They're doing another brand and land class. Do you understand what I just said? Some of you all have been a part of that. Now, that brand and land class is like 5 hours long. It is one of those things where, you learn how to deal with your resume. You learn how to update your LinkedIn. You learn how to do things that's probably critical for you to do. So it's one of those things where I'm going to say to you,